Hi there, this is the Victats Podcast. This is a podcast about tatting, not skin and ink kind of tatting, but the needle shut on thread kind of tatting. It's also about other crafts I do, and lately it's been a lot of cross stitch. So this is mostly cross stitch, or this part's always all cross stitch. This is also part two of Nisi, enough, please. This is the secondary part to a previous podcast, or to previous vlog. Okay, I split it in two so it's easier to upload, okay? And what I forgot to show you, because I was trying to show you all the stuff I'd done before Christmas and between my last one and this one, is these little tags that I did with perforated paper. And I took the December 24th from one of the Patterns and Punch Needle and Primitive Stitchers and just did them as little tags and stuck them in things, and they looked super cute. Like I have a garland that I bought, and it looks really cute. And I just stuck them on here using double-sided tape, scrapbooking tape. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry. I love jingle bells. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, all right. I'm gonna pack that stuff up. So hopefully I made some kind of sense in my last post, and just move this around for a sec. There we go. Okay. Yep. But basically, it's been a busy couple months. And I just was never here at the right time. And I didn't have, there's one of the, the other reason I didn't podcast was because my computer decided to lock me out under a program called BitLocker, which is fine. If you ever have that happen, all you're supposed to do is sign into your Microsoft account, and they make it really easy. Only Microsoft wouldn't acknowledge my account, and I kept signing in and blah blah blah, and then I'd freak out, and and you have to, if you want to call, it takes time to call and all that stuff. So it was a bit of a pain in the butt, and I'm super busy, so I don't have time to wait on a phone. And the reception in my house isn't great right now. So, that was the other reason. Sorry, I forgot about that. It's also why no post. Last time I saw you was in October. I was planning on posting more pattern stuff to do with the pumpkins, and that's why there is nothing more posted. So I will try to backtrack there a bit and see if I can't rechannel. Sorry, that's to do with the tatting. If I can't rechannel the patterns that my little pumpkin doily thing I was working on, and see if I can't get a post on my blog. So it's victats.blogspot.com, and that's the other thing that happened. It's also why there is no Santa Claus this year, because I had a Santa Claus pattern I was working on last year. All I had to do was write it up this year and test it, but that's why it wasn't done that way, because my computer wasn't working. Is the other reason. Okay, so on the last one I showed you this, which is that wreath, the Christmas wreath. I'm assuming everybody's watched that. Okay, so now what am I working on? Okay, I had a really hard time moving past Christmas, so I have things kitted up. Kitted up's a funny word, but I have plans to do certain things, and one of them is, this is a green 14 can Ada I dyed, because I'm going to do the Plum Street Samplers 12 Days of Christmas, but I'm not doing that now because there's other things I want to stitch. So I just have it ready, and two things happened. One, over Black Friday, I purchased some patterns from Darlene Dion Designs, and then I also purchased a bag from her because, I really like the bags she does. And then Evertote had, what do they call it? A Bagelicious or something like that, or Bagella. They had a bag sale. And so I got a couple of, so Evertote.ca they make bags, and they're an online cross stitch store, but they make cross stitch bags and knitting bags. So I got this knitting under the sale. I got this bag, and the reason I got them was because I had really liked them before. I just didn't have an incentive to purchase, but the sale was good enough that it paid for what the shipping would be, so that worked out. And then here I put all my, oh my god, is everything so hairy? I have a little Pomeranian that I don't know why we haven't learned how to harvest the hair off of these animals, because holy shit, has he ever put out a lot of hair. Anyways, so this has got my balls of tatting thread in it, and it's super handy for that. And handle, I had before the fire, I had a bag from Evertotes, and they're really nice and well made, and I highly recommend them. So then when they went on sale, I had a medium sized one. This is the small size one. Then I bought them. But the other thing I bought while I was ordering, I figured I might as well do it while I was ordering. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the over dyes, but I do like variegated for a single color stitching. So I'm going to do this on here. And originally I was thinking of doing one of the stars from a star or something like that from Modern Folk Embroidery. But I also saw from Sambry Stitches, there's one of her designs that I like, and I think it's a word design. And all of a sudden I'm into words. So I think I might do that instead. I don't know. I have to think about it. Tomorrow is the deadline because she has a sale on until the end of the week. And the sale matters for me because I'm Canadian, and does it ever make a difference with the dollar exchange? So, I'm willing to spend what I need to spend, but I'm not going to randomly buy because of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have to think about it. Okay, so that's just stuff I plan to do. And then this is kitted up with the Merry Christmas in it because it's kitted up to do one of the Pinker and Pumpkin quiltings. Lucky, get away from there, please. One of their the salt box houses, one of the Christmas ones. It's the yellow one. Thank you, good boy. Anyways, okay. So, okay, let me show you what I have actually stitched on for the last couple days. And, okay, so I did, from being sick, I still haven't quite got my energy back. And so it's been a little weird, right? And I just think I was exhausted because I was moving all this stuff and shit. And nothing was too big or anything, but it's just, I was running all over the place. So that's why. So I think I'm still kind of tired. So I haven't done a whole lot over the last couple of weeks. Okay. So on the other day, I think it was Sunday. Let's say it's Sunday. I stitched this because I'm trying to move out of Christmas, and I couldn't remember if I had any Valentine's Day stuff, which I do. I made some last year, a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. So I did this, and I'm going to finish it into kind of a roll thingy is what I think I'm going to do. And it's from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting, only she'd done it as an LOVE with a frame around it, but I wanted to do a roll. And I think I'm going to put some extra material here and then have it roll and then do some stitching or something on the back. I think, who knows, that could change. This is material that I had hand dyed myself. Now, in all honesty, I don't know if you remember the gym bug from Nora Corbett that I was working on, but this is kind of what I was aiming for and did not succeed in. But I did succeed in something kind of like this later. Anyways, it's kind of funny. But this is a pattern. I started it on Monday. Yeah, Monday. Funny story. No, today's Tuesday. Yes, funny story. I was thinking it was like Christmas again, so like it would be Monday, Tuesday. Monday would be would be New Year's Day, and Tuesday or New Year's Eve, and Tuesday's New Year's Day, but it's not. It's the other way. It's Sunday, Monday. Anyway, so I was a little confused. But this pattern, which is turning out super pretty, is from DMC. It's a free pattern from DMC, and what you have to do is Google alphabet heart DMC, and it will come up. And it was a pattern they had a long time ago, And then a blogger asked for the pattern because she had lost it, and they sent it to her, and they let her share it. So she shared it. So it's not on their website, but it is not a stolen pattern. Okay, so she had permission to post. So if you do that, then it'll come up with the link. And it's old, so that's why because she explains it in the blog. That's why it's not that great of quality. The pattern. Now it's supposed to be multicolored, but I just went with one color because, as I said, I'm really enjoying this single colored kind of thing. Yeah, and I feel like I feel like this was a lot to get done, and I really enjoyed it. I was trying to get the outline done because I was gonna kind of cut it and just to so I could cut it down, but I'm kind of over it. So I really like this. So I worked on this, and then the other thing I worked on is, and I found about this pattern, I think, from Cynthia Brew, who does a vlog called Stitching in the Light. And I really like what she does, and I like her finishes and everything. I also like that she's, she just does what works for her and isn't trying to be too fancy. So. It's okay to use craft felt. I'm with her on that one. Nothing wrong with wool felt. It's just not very easily available in my area, and it's $5 or $6 a sheet versus 30 cents a sheet. So anyways, okay. The other thing I worked on, okay, so I had shown this in the last podcast. This is my exchange. I signed up for an exchange through Sandy Alba, and who I think Stitching with Sandy is her vlog, and it's a winter exchange. So I thought this was super cute. I remember that it's a winter exchange. I could have screwed it up, but I am planning on stitching this for myself. Although I do, again, this was hand dyed by me, and I don't have any more of this, so I'm gonna have to. I have, I think, other blues. Haven't looked at that yet. This is kind of my kit, and this was also my perforated paper kit. And what I've been doing lately is I've been just taking these cards that you get, like they're packs of, scrapbooking cardstock. Yeah, I don't know. Scrapping paper and folding them in half, and then writing little notes in the thing about what the pattern is and what the colors were used. So I have that all set up to do another one of those snowman, but this is also my kit for some perforated paper projects that I had planned. So I had put in pieces. So I cut down a bunch of pieces because I was going to do more December 24th. Because I really kind of like the way those turned out. But I might, depending on the feeling takes me, I might do some little hearts or something like that for Valentine's Day. Anyways, this is in my Darlene Dion Designs bag. This is what I got on. I ordered on Cyber Monday. She actually had a sale, but I'd already ordered it. So, but anyways, I got it because it has the snowman on it, and I thought would be cute for the snowman. Coincidentally, you don't need to have these fancy bags. I actually really like my ones from the dollar store, and I actually like Ziploc bags quite a bit because I can see what's in them. Anyway, so the other thing I worked on over the weekend is I did some more on my raccoon. So you can't see it, but I've outlined some stuff that I can just fill in when I'm, and I kind of go back and forth on this guy because I like the whole design, but I'm always tempted just to see if I can't figure out how to do a trash can and have him on there with a label of Trash Panda. But isn't he super, super, super cute? I have another pattern with a raccoon in it from Twin Peaks Primitive. And then there's one, the Traveling Stocking Stitcher. I think that's her name. She'd shown one of the patterns, one of the Charlie Harper patterns that you can get. I have to watch that vlog because I think she tells us how to get the patterns, and it's called the, I think it's called the Heist or something like that. And it's these raccoons, and they're stealing the strand of the cranberry and popcorn strands that, that people used to make at Christmas, and they're stealing that. And I just love it. I think it's funny. So I want to get this done, and then I want to get that pattern. My two favorite designers tend to be Twin Peaks Primitive and Garden Cottage Sampler, these seams. And then this is my Valentine's Day project. So that's why I said I wanted to move from Christmas and move forward. And this is a pattern by the Witchy Stitcher. And again, this is, I think this is size 16. But this is a hand dyed that I did. It says, it's by the Witchy Stitcher, and it says on it, it's got a zombie on it, and it says, "I love you for your brains." And little hearts around, bloody hearts around and everything. And I just thought it was the funniest one. The other one that I want to do from her, I want to do the one freebie from her that is the Welcome Campers that has, not Freddy Krueger on it. It has, not Mike Myers. It has Jason on it. And so I want to do that one and put up at my cottage. But the other one is, and I can't remember if it's a Witchy Stitcher or a Night Spirit Studio, but it's the one, it says, "Please do not," what is he doing? Oh, okay. It says that, "Please do not summon demons in the bathroom." I think that's funny too. Sometimes what I think is funny, my mom thinks is a sign that I'm going to hell. But anyways, yep, it is 16 Canada. Okay. And not that I've worked on these, but I just thought I'd share them to remind you that they're still there, is my June bug, which I realized this was size 16 Ada that I dyed several times and all that. So I think I shrunk the Ada quite a bit, because if you get up close and you see the stitches are bunchy. And they're kind of bunchy in the way they get when you're using 2 strands on 18. So I think I shrunk this a bit. Now you can kind of see there's some iridescence quality or like other colors in the background here. But this was the one I was trying to aim for, something somewhat, not this dark, but somewhat like this turned out. But, what I do is I just keep throwing it back in. So this kept getting, I don't want to say dirtier, but murkier. It didn't get that nice bright color that I wanted to start with and then cover. But anyways, and then here are the threads. No, I don't use any of that other. I find, okay, so I'm not a gadget kind of girl, so floss tags and all that kind of stuff I use when I need to use. But a lot of the times, like I'll use the cards with the colors on them, and like, the cards with the holes, and then you write the color on them. I'll do that, but I don't like things to be too gadgety. And the flash drops seem like more of a pain in the ass, and they were real, I don't know. So anyways, everybody, I think you go through steps with organization. Like with how you organize, you kind of go through, not steps, but periods of, hey, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it that way. And then the other thing I didn't work on, but I pulled out to show you, is the Glendon Place, bird of paradise mandala. And I just wanted to show you, there's the beginning of my hummingbird, but I have gotten this far across, and I really want to get this guy done and come down here. So what I'm going to do is, I feel like I need a lot of light to do Lugana. So at this time of year, I don't think there's enough light. So what will likely happen is that I will pick this up again in the summer. I just love this. And even if, forget the rest of all this stuff, but even this is really super cute as a motif. Like I love this pattern. Love it. But, and I did all the called for threads in this case. So that, like, cause I got it as a kit. The only thing that didn't come in the kit is, well, the kit with the pattern and the threads, and then the beads I have to order or get from Wool Time, and the fabric I got, it's ancient, 28 count ancient, and I got that from Knowledge and Needles in Brighton. Now, the thing is, what I'd like to do is, if the mood takes me, I'm gonna make another one of these. I actually bought a couple snowflake patterns from Darlene Dion Designs and the quilty one. For whatever reason, they really took my fancy. And they do stitch up super cute, super cute. The thing I did differently here, sorry, backtrack for a second, was I did, instead of doing crosses on here, I just did long stitches, so then it kind of looks like thread. Sorry, I know I scrolled a bit there, but I hopefully will make another one of these because I love it. But if not, that's fine. I'll get over it, or I'll do it in the future. The other thing, but I want to do is I would like to work on the DMC heart, because that's a pattern I've wanted to do for a couple of years, the alphabet heart. And then I'm gonna work on the Witchy Stitcher pattern. And I have, the reason I worked, if you saw when I showed it to you, I only had some of the letters done, is because I just wanna work down to the zombie. I really just wanna do, I just really wanna do the zombie, start on the zombie. And so that's what I was trying to do, work down to the zombie. Because he's so funny and it makes me laugh so hard. And you know, when I think you know, finding a pattern funny or beautiful too, but this one's funny, it kind of motivates me. And that's even with the turkey, You Want a Piece of Me. I giggled all the way through it, especially once I got his eyes in there, because it was just so funny. So funny. Yeah, so but there's a couple other patterns I have purchased and that I would at some point in time like to start, but I don't want to start anything more until I get, you know, the shorter stuff done. That's why I like those little short kind of simple perforated paper things where I take a bit of a section of a pattern and just make a little motif, because then it's quick, it's easy, it's fun. And that's different than a Mill Hill. Mill Hill kit's a little more complicated. And I remember telling somebody, because she was worried about buying a bigger pattern thing, and she'd been doing a whole bunch of little Mill Hill things. I'm like, you've been doing those? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you can stitch anything. Once you've done those, you can stitch anything, because they're the most complicated. Like they're full coverage and they're a lot of confetti, right? We don't think about it that way because they're small, but they are. Anyway, so I might do a couple like super simple little hearts or something like that. But what I have is for this year coming, I also have, there's a pattern by Twin Peaks Primitive that I purchased called Winter Birds. I'd like to do that. And I was planning on starting in January, but then I really want to do the zombie thing. So I'm going to put that one off. But the other ones that I was thinking about when I was driving home today was I have the pattern, I think one is by Plum Street Samplers, and I can't think of who the other one's by, where they did a partnership, and it's the float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I'd like to do that. Now, the thing is the material that I picked up for it, or that I was thinking of putting on, is a 28 count Lagana, and like I just said, this time of year, I don't quite like stitching on the Lagana, and the 8 is so easy, so I will probably not start that right away. And then one other pattern that I would very much like to stitch that I purchased from Twin Peaks Primitive. So this will all depend on how the zombie goes, to be honest, and the alphabet heart, because the other ones are too big for me to finish. But before, yeah, they're all too big. and I haven't shown you all the patterns I have started, so there's a couple more upstairs. I think if it works out, then I will do, there's a Twin Peaks primitive one where there's 2 rabbits and they're serving they're dressed fancy, and on the tray there's like carrots. So I might start that one. I had purchased it last year, thinking I would start it last year, but if you remember, I was doing that big bunny girl, and that took a lot of time. So I didn't get a chance to start them. So I don't know, but I have some ideas. Tatting wise, I'm actually going to pull back out the Renelex and get working on the simple Renelex doilies. And I would very much like to start Mike Lyon's newest pattern. I kind of thought I would do it over this weekend, but I just didn't really. I think, like I said, moving and then getting sick kind of threw me off, because there was a whole bunch of hurry up and wait going on, and then all of a sudden we were done. And I had packed stuff, but then I hadn't, completely, I don't know. It was more stuff to move, and it took more to move than I thought it would. Anyways, I had a whole month to do it, so there's no problem, or mostly a whole month. Anyways, it turned out to be a very busy couple months. So I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. And that's why I just didn't get a chance to get my brain settled around to start that, the new tatting pattern by Mike Lyon. I'm still not quite over losing the last one, so I'm not prepared to start it again, but I will, I will at some point in my life. So yeah. Anyways, all right, so I'm going to sign off and wish you guys happy tatting and happy stitching, and I will not go this long again. Okay, cheers, bye-bye.